What up, good people? Feel like a Southwest commercial. Want to get away? And that's exactly what I'm doing. Listening to the talking heads that are having a field day, you know that every single one of them were awake at 3 o'clock in the morning ready to go to work because they get to clown the Dallas Cowboys, deservingly so. Deservingly so. Now, I'm going to say, I want y'all to understand, like my shirt says, honey, we are still them boys. Shout out to my beautiful bride. The only thing that keeps me sane on a day like today, who was smart enough to take the liquor bottle from me last night watching the game, or else I'd be hungover like a mother hunter. I got some questions here, and there is nobody on this team that should feel good about how they played except maybe Michael Gallup. Michael Gallup, not the only one that looked like he played at all. Nobody should feel comfortable right now. Nobody should feel good. Everybody should be walking around with the tail between their legs. But I have to question Dan Quinn. And trust me, we got tons of stuff to talk about as we dissect this, autopsy this body. But I'm wondering, had Dan Quinn already checked out? Was Dan Quinn already like, see you suckers, I'm out of here? Because everybody and their sister, every job opening out there, with the exception of the Atlanta Falcons, which we know that Arthur Blank's not going to bring him back a second time, and New England, which already had a plan in place with Jared Mayo, which was already in his contract that he was going to be the next head coach of New England. Everybody else wants to talk to Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn knows that if he wants to be a head coach, he can be a head coach, especially with the place that I told you he really wanted to be, which is Seattle. Dak had a couple picks, could have been 4 picks. Got it, no problem. Everybody's gonna focus in on Dak Prescott, and that's fine. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. But I'm sitting here, and there was that one pass play where you saw the guy out there. It was like he was in an empty stadium, and it was just the quarterback and the wide receiver just throwing the ball up. There was nobody even in the picture. Nobody. Do you remember that one play where we had to call a timeout because we had people going on and off the field, and we about to have 20 people on the field? It was like there was no game plan whatsoever at all. I'm sorry. You can blame Dak Prescott, deservedly so, but that defense, take away the pick 6, still gave up 41 points. 41 points. That is a disgrace. I don't know where we go from here. This, I can't even believe that it's been this bad. And Dan Quinn, you know, at this point, you know, listening to Emmitt Smith, you know, with his rant, where he is disgusted, disappointed, and thinks, listening to Michael Irvin, fire everybody. If you have been a Dallas Cowboy player that have been part of the greatness that has been the Dallas Cowboys, you literally are throwing up your Italian sub. You just don't. No excuses. They deserve all the ridicule that they are going to get. Every bit of it. And I hope that they take it inside and realize we got to do better than this. We literally, Tracy, you're the smart one. Give me some adjectives of just bad. I just give me the worst words in the world that can describe what that game was. They literally defecated.
It was an implosion.
Yeah, no, I need something stronger than implosion. I mean, that's what it was. But I need a true adjective to describe how pathetic. You know, I mean, like Philly 500 would say, that's like ass balls. Okay, that was like an ass.
I don't have those.
You don't have those. I mean, that was like an ass ball performance, as Philly 500 would say. The only thing that can make me feel better today, the only thing that I can hope for and hang my hat on, that will at least make me go, ha ha, is that the Eagles implode today. That's my only hope. But at the moment, the way it's, well, after that, I expect the Eagles to go through and end up spanking Tampa Bay.
You need to prepare yourself. Even if they lose, they will not lose like y'all did last night. We did. Like we lost last night.
See,
it's not going to be the same. It's not going to be retribution. It's not going to make you feel any better.
no, but they were in the Super Bowl last year. They had the number 1 seed. They were expected to do some shit. We the boys. We all expect. They always expect us to choke.
Back to the same thing every single time,
baby.
When you get to the level of NFL,
baby. I thought you were supposed to help me feel better about myself. I thought that's what a partnership was. I thought you were supposed to say, hey, honey, yeah, you're right. If the Eagles lose, at least you could clown Allie or something. You making me realize it's a no-win situation here. I mean, damn.
Yesterday wasn't their day.
I don't know. Out of the last 11 times, I think we won 2 against the Packers.
What was their record this season?
9-8.
The thing that is scary for anybody, under any circumstances, is somebody who has nothing to lose. And that's
most dangerous person in the world.
Yes, they are. That is. And they played like they had nothing to lose. They played with no fear.
Tight.
No fear whatsoever.
And we played like some shit. So Eagles.
You all beat yourselves. No, I can't even say that. The Packers were good last night. They made it look easy.
You know what? I take pride in being, as my dear departed friend would say, Alex, FF, excuse my language, FF fixer. I don't know how you fix this. I honestly don't. I don't know how you fix this. I mean, you can fire Mike McCarthy, you can cut Dak Prescott, you cannot pay CD Lamb. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I do have some thoughts about where it starts from the top down and question, because the problems we've had, we have not addressed.
The real talk is Jerry Jones.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We knew we had problems at linebacker, and our but
he's never given up.
I know that. But maybe he hits rock bottom.
But Washington will be a good example, because we used to say the same thing about the Washington team. Is the problem is Dan Snyder. And now he's gone.
Well, we'll see what happens with them.
That'll be a good test for him.
But we had deficits of linebackers for years, and our solution was we'll take safeties and make them linebackers instead of getting linebackers like Bobby
because Jerry
Wagner.
needs 5 more cents.
Needs 5 more what?
Cents.
And we know that Tony Pollard was not a every down back, and you got rid of Zeke and didn't get a bruising back, and figure that Tony Pollard, since he's getting the franchise tag, he can go ahead and do double duty when.
But you did not. You had a good season, but you weren't dominating this season. You just, because of what other teams did, you ended up in situations where you're NFC East champs. But you didn't get there easy. It wasn't like you dominated.
So what my wife was saying is, I've got nothing to live for. I got no hope.
Not at all. this much of your heart and soul into a football team over which you have no control. That's one.
Baby,
You should probably cut this off.
baby, you know it's you, my number one love, my kids, and it's the Cowboys. And you know when I do something, I do it all or nothing.